my end. Hi everyone, welcome to this much anticipated sequel to Blaster Master, and I'm really looking forward to showing you this awesome game. Awesome game? Okay, maybe it's not awesome, but it's still a pretty great game. It's a good game. It's decent? It's kind of okay, No, I'm messing with you. This is a maligned sequel to Blaster Master, but I assure you, this is the best Blaster Master game on Genesis. There is no disputing that. Alright, let's go ahead and just get this game started. And yeah, I've set my number of credits to 6 at the beginning to give myself as many continues as possible, because we're going to be using all of them. So, really quick, if I hold down the A button to shoot, this is how quickly it shoots. So I'm just going to instead mash the button because it just works a little bit better that way. First things first, loading screens on a cartridge. Also, we've replaced Sophia with a bumper car in hopes that I wouldn't notice it. We're just kind of hoping for some stuff here. So to get out of the vehicle, it's down and C. And then we're gonna go ahead and go down this ladder, and to get into this dungeon, it's up and A. And yeah, just listen to this boss music. This is your boss music, and your boss there is a little warm. Let's see, I think... No, that's gonna be a 3-cycle. Yeah, 3-cycle. Okay, that is your boss. It was a worm. I just shot at it a lot. My screen, I'm having a lot of trouble actually seeing my health bar there. So one of the things that changed between Blaster Master 1 and Blaster Master 2 is Jason and Bumper Car's Sophia share a life bar. So when I go back to the tank, my health bar does not fill back up, which is, very, very scary, because one more hit and I'm gonna die. But thankfully, health right here. Let's go. We're gonna be fine. But first, we have to go ahead and go to the next boss. Get down. I think I have no health left. Yeah, there's about 2 bosses per dungeon, per level. But this boss, the B, the winning strategy is going to be come in at full health and then stand under it and mash and hope it dies before you die. And you gotta be really, really good at this mash. I'm playing on a Genesis with a Genesis controller, and my hands are already starting to feel it a little bit. In most of my practice, I've been playing on an emulator with auto fire just to avoid causing too much damage to my hands. Okay, so we get a key to the next level. You know what? I think I can... I can't see my health bar anymore. Yeah, my screen's refresh rate is really weird, but we're gonna get to the really bad part about Blaster Master 2 now, because at the end of each level is an overhead section, and I cannot emphasize to you how badly this section controls. So I've got my D-pad here, which I am using to control the tank's movement, and it accelerates in a very weird and awkward manner, but I don't... If you run into a wall directly, you'll bounce off of it and go painfully slow, but if you're going diagonally into a wall, it's fine for some reason. But the turret on top is controlled separately, and I'm using the C button to rotate it right, the B button to rotate it left, and just this whole thing is just really awkward, and yeah, it's difficult to control, and just I'm not really selling just how bad these controls are. But yeah, I take a death there because, you know, I'm regularly just taking deaths to refill my health. It's a lot faster to just blow through everything. So stage 2 actually has some pretty decent music, I think. And I take a death in the overhead section rather than the beginning of the stage so that I don't see that visual of stage 2 get ready again. It's faster to respawn in the overhead than the side view stage, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this health here. Health management is extremely important to Blaster Master 2. Again, because you're not getting very many health drops from enemies, and you and the tank share a health bar. But the other bit is that there actually are not very many checkpoints, so you have to be very mindful about where your checkpoints are going to be. But at any point, if you're in the side-to-side overhead and you take a death, then you're going to respawn back at the beginning of the stage. Except if you die in a boss arena, then you're going to respawn at the boss arena. Except I am on my last life, and if I lose this life, then I'm going to game over and respawn back at the beginning of the stage. So I have to take out this boss before he takes me out. Oh, literal last health. Also, shoutouts to Poexel in chat. He's kind of responsible for bringing Blaster Master 2 to the Blaster Master community. This is all his fault. But yeah, take out the boss, and then take a death and go back to the beginning of the level, because it is... we're going to be taking a lot of death warps and a lot of deaths to refill health. That's why I'm using 6 continues, which there's just so much. So the boss dropped some sort of armor, and all that armor is going to be doing is allowing me to go through some sort of lightning field alive. Somehow, I'm not sure why it works that way. Blaster Master 1 had a lot of upgrades that did actually enhance the functionality of your tank. Not nearly so much in Blaster Master 2. Blaster Master 2's drops are basically like various interpretations of key for various interpretations of door. It's a stretch a lot of the time. And yeah, I went through that lightning field. I'm never going to use that electric armor again. It's useful! Yay! I am going to take out these turrets. I'm kind of hoping for a lucky sub-weapon drop. I almost never get it, but I'm still hoping for one. The lightning sub-weapon, you know, unlike in Blaster Master 1, the sub-weapons actually really are quite good. But whatever. So we're gonna go to the second boss of this level, which is another tank, but this one is kind of very silly. Oh no, it's approaching me. It's gonna poke me with the drill. No, no! Ah, what will I ever do? Okay, I'll just shoot off the drill, and then it's gonna go back to the center and start moving back and forth and just throwing spikies all over, except kneeling to the left of this platform here gives you a general safe space. He won't start to hurt you until he gets to his final phase, which makes him move all the way over here, but at this point he's got so little health left that you'll be able to take him out. Sometimes I get to this boss with enough health to take it out, sometimes I don't. It really depends a lot on the health drops that you get on the way here. This is a very RNG heavy game. And kaboom! Jason cannot hold himself together. Yeah, stages 2 and 3 I think are the longest stages in the game. We spend a lot of time in them. Stages 4 through 8 will be a lot faster. But yeah, the boss dropped us the thing that will, of course, allow us to get to the stage 2 overhead. I will go ahead and get this. Should I have? I don't know. No, it's safer this way. Stage 2's overhead always causes me some amount of trouble. Though the boss, which had a drill, it dropped a drill. And that drill allows us to drill through those blocks, and then we'll just continue on our way through here to Area 2's overhead. And I don't have very much health. So yeah, Area 2's overhead. We're gonna see a lot more shooting blocks in this overhead, and these shooting blocks can be my best friend or my worst enemy. You see, that one has just dropped for me a rapid fire upgrade, and these ones have dropped a vehicle speed up. So you want those vehicle speed ups because look how fast no, that's a slowdown. I do not want the slowdown. I really, really do not want the slowdown. Do not grab it. I'll just have to get this guy out of my way, and I can tell that I'm low on health, so I'll try to take this section relatively safe. I've got, what, 2 hits left? Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're gonna get to Area 3's overhead, and I hope you're ready for the track that's gonna play in Stage 3. Just listen. Oh, and a funny thing, whenever you enter or exit your vehicle, you reset your iframes. So if you do that rapidly, then you can blow through your health bars super quickly. Yeah, speaking of orbs, if you idle in this game for long enough, one will just appear out of nowhere and attack you for idling. So you have to keep going. You can't stay still for a moment. The sub-weapon that I just got there is a blue shield, orb if you will, and that's the one that I really want because that is by far the best sub-weapon in the game. And why am I spamming weapon? Why was I can't help it. I want to push this button. You know, I don't need to be conserving my health here. I have more than enough for this section and this boss. Alright, anyways, Stage 3 is your lava stage. Big jump here. So we're going to naturally have some lava-based bosses. So what do these bosses do? They jump out of the lava. They shoot diagonally. Once, twice, sink back down. Jump up again. Once, twice, down again. Very challenging, right? I don't know what the challenge of this fight is supposed to be. Were they expecting me to sit in the center and aim diagonally? You know what? I don't think I can run through my entire health bar. I have way too much health for this. I am gonna death warp back to the beginning of the stage once again. Ideally, I'd use up my last health to do it, but on that spinning thing there. But since I have too much health, I'll just take the falling damage instead. So, the nice thing about the blue shield, I'm gonna put it on, and I am now completely invincible. Nothing can do any kind of damage to me until I get out of the vehicle, and that shield lasts a long time. We're talking like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds? It's very good. You want to be using it all the time because it makes health management a lot easier. Just being a little bit careful here. So we've got a whole section here. That first boss dropped sunglasses, and that cave that I just went through, you can't go through there without sunglasses, because if you try to, then you get a text saying, oh, it's too bright. Jason turns back. And then you see the loading animation for a second time. But we're going through this entire section without the tank for one very... Well, this is probably one of the more clever puzzles, actually. But this whole thing is a little bit involved. You see, first let's jump up here. Oops. So on the ground above, there's white stuff on the ground. That stuff is instant death. Jason cannot walk on it without dying, so he has to come all the way over here and shoot out those blocks from below. Sophia the tank can drive on the white stuff, but it cannot shoot downward. So Jason has to go through all of that to shoot out those blocks from below so that we can then get back to Sophia, jump up here, and drive over the white stuff. This must be where Oreo gets it from. And then continue on our way through here. And I'll go ahead and use another blue shield here because, you know, just because. I shouldn't need to use maybe one more, but there's a health there and then another health here, and we'll just go through here. Also, I picked up another blue shield pickup, so I've got plenty of sub-weapon energy to last. And a loading screen, of course, but I still have to not die here. We're just gonna instead climb all the way down because there's, again, white stuff blocking my way, and the tank can't shoot down, and Jason can't stand on white stuff. And so the second boss of this stage looks exactly the same as the first boss. Maybe a different graphical design, but seriously, what is different about this boss fight? I messed up some of my button pushes there. What is different? And I see Linkura asking in chat about, was this the game where GDQ was held hostage? Yes. Oh, and I picked up the Varia suit, and now I can finally walk on the white stuff. So I'll go ahead and go up here. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go this way to get back to the tank, but I'm gonna go this way anyways. Just, you can't stop me, you're not my mom. But yeah, shoot that out, and then I kind of want to keep as much of this health as I can for the Stage 3 overhead. And Stage 3's overhead does have some stuff to be aware of, but if you know to be aware of them and you've practiced it, then it's going to be on the easier end. That B is a bomb that gets rid of all on-screen enemies. Not worth detouring for it, because it's only whatever's on screen. The main thing to watch out for in Stage 3's overhead, duck into the third alcove here, because there are these caterpillar tanks coming along. They are invincible, and if they bump into you, then they are going to turn around, and they are going to waddle down the hallway very, very slowly, and you will not be able to get past them. You have to wait for them to go the entire length slowly. Be wary of that. But yeah, that's Stage 3's overhead. Stages 2 and 3 are by far the longest stages in the game, so it should be a little quicker from here on out. And I could have gone to the boss, but I was on my last life there, and I didn't want to take any chances. So we're refilling on lives by taking a continue. So Stage 4's little gimmick, apart from having faces all over, is that there's going to be a lot of tunnels that lead to other sections of the stage, and you'll see what I mean when we get up here. We're gonna go up here, and there are all of these tunnels. Each one leads to another, except for this one, which leads to a boss. And what is the boss? It's a pizza with a face. You want to be slightly off-center from the pizza when it does its little turret mode, because the turrets tend to block your shots. But when you're off-center, they tend to block them less often. And he does that, goes in circles for a bit, and then I am lucky enough to get 2 heart drops. For some reason, each turret has its own individual drop chance, so you have a tendency to get some heart drops from the boss, which is pretty unusual. But yeah, the boss drops a key to the next boss, so we'll just go to the next boss. Yeah, they're not trying anymore. We're just getting keys to bosses. there will be one door here that's closed. The key opens this door, so now we can go into this boss room and we can fight another pizza. But this one teleports in, moves somewhere, and then disappears. And it's just going to be doing that a lot. Where it appears and where it goes is random, so position yourself somewhere where you can see as much of the stage as possible, and then hope it teleports somewhere that you can actually get in some good hits. That's an aim thing. I can sit still and aim by holding the A button. One of the first upgrades I got was a weapon upgrade that does make my shots faster, but it's still not as fast as mashing, so... There we go, he's finally down. Alright, so this boss is going to drop the hover upgrade. Hey, something that returns and is going to be reusable. Be very careful with this hover module. First things first, I need fuel, and then press the button very lightly, because if you push it too much, then you're going to rocket up very quickly, and as we've already established, we are not piloting a tank, we're piloting a bumper car. I'll just be careful and take these guys out. I don't want to lose my last health before getting into the overhead. Area 4's overhead does have some bits about it that can make it a little tricky. It took me a while to learn this one, but first things first, there is a wiggle tank in the way, and there's nothing that you can really do about it except bump it and make it turn around. And then go into the alcove here. You wait for it to go by, and it'll go by. There will be a few shootable blocks along the way. There's also bridges. Ooh! Speed up! Speed up! I got a rapid fire thing. So you can only have one power-up active at a time. And if you get the speed up, but then you get the rapid fire, then you lose the speed up. So something to be very wary of as you go through these overheads. But again, there are downgrades. There's something that will decrease the rate of your weapon fire, which those are those minuses. And that's okay as long as you don't grab the slowdown. You really do not want the slowdown. And I've actually gotten through here with a lot more health than I expected. So I'm normally taking a death at the beginning of stage 5, which is our water stage, and unfortunately this music just isn't anywhere near as good as the original Blaster Masters stage 5. A little bit disappointing, but oh well. You know, a game I need to bring to Big Bad Game-A-Thon sometime is Blaster Master Overdrive. That would be a fun one. Anyways, you go through these blocks, these mines are going to blow up, and I am going to preserve my health here. I don't want to take a death on the boss. I just don't take enough damage for that to be a thing here. But at the same time, like, I'm going to be damage boosting for parts of the boss fight, and I'm going to be wanting a little bit of health at the end of it. So, we're in a water environment, and the boss is a big old fish, and he will open his mouth and then close it and move very slowly across the arena. He opens his mouth for just a little bit and then moves slowly across the arena, which is good because I jump very slowly across the platforms too. What an engaging boss fight. Oh, he's taking a little bit of damage. He's starting to speed up, but I still have more than enough time to actually land on the platform before he opens his mouth again. We're going to keep that up until he gets to his third phase or so. That's phase 3. There's 4 phases to each boss fight. Based on how much health they have, and they get more and more red as their health goes down. At this point, he's going through the center enough that it just takes too long for me to actually jump to avoid his attacks. So I'm just going to spam him down and then hope that I have enough health at the end for what I really want to do. That should be enough. I hope. Unfortunately, I defeated the boss on the right side of the arena. You want to defeat him on the left side. Okay, so we're gonna jump down here, get that blue shield pickup, and then splat. That way, we will have more than enough blue shields to get through the rest of Stage 5. Now, what the boss dropped as an upgrade allows Jason to use a missile as a sub-weapon and outside of the tank, and that's it. So wait, why did I defeat that boss? Because for some reason, there's a wall blocking this path, and that wall disappears once the boss is dead. Like, how are you gonna figure that out? I don't know. What, this is a silly game. Alright, we're at the second boss now. Any guesses what this boss is? That's right. It's another fish! Only this one spits out smaller fishes sometimes. Only sometimes, though. You usually only see it at the beginning of the fight, and then I don't think he's gonna do it ever again. So, we've got more fish. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is by far the most fight of all time. This is silly. Forgive me, I'm going to break down into hysterical laughter now because you know, I like this game, but I cannot deny that it has some flaws. You know, just a couple. And yeah, he actually spawned another fish during this phase, which is a little bit unusual. So I actually took a lot more... I took a lot more damage than I usually do, but luckily for me, I have more than enough blue shields to get through the rest of this stage. So we got the dive module, which will allow it... It's the gravity suit. We're going to be able to jump in the water normally. We can't use the hover module in the water, but, you know, that thing is so hard to control that, you know, that's going to be a blessing for now. Oh, only one shield left. That's alright. We've got what we need to... Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shield here. Oh. There's gonna be a couple of things in my way here that I gotta be very careful about. Oh. Last hit. Oh dear. Ah! Sorry. Streamer noises. I should have saved my shield for that. Alright. Well, there we go. I'm just gonna have to get through the rest of the stage without that upgrade now. Get as many health as I can, and... Okay, alright, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I gotta take this slowly. Hi, chat. How are you? I'm doing kind of okay. I'll feel better once I get past this level. Or past this whole game. It's alright, it's alright. I have more than enough health for this. We'll just do this again. It's no big deal. This happens. Marathon Luck says hello. Yeah, it was all because the boss actually spawned a fish that he's never spawned before. It was the boss's fault. Okay, I should have enough... Yeah, this is enough health. Where have I said that before? Don't curse myself. Okay, let's leave it at that. There! Now we're at Area 5's overhead. And Area 5 is the most difficult... Well, the second most difficult overhead. It's one that's always scary. So you never want to do it unless you have full health. And you know what? I'm refilling my lives here too, so that's pretty good. Again, the overheads only have checkpoints if you go through a doorway. So, you know, this overhead has no doorways except for the one leading to Area 6. So, no checkpoints. But yeah, do a little zigzag here, which will get us through that whole section with minimal damage. And unfortunately, there are these turrets all over the place. I can slow down to avoid damage, or I can keep going, but it's probably better for me to keep going. There's going to be a bunch of big spinny guys around here, and I'm going to hope they're out of my way. Or I can juke them. Those were actually some really good jukes. But then we get to the scariest section of the stage, which is there are a lot of blocks in the way, and they are almost always going to drop an upgrade. But in particular, there are 4 question marks here, and these question marks have a strong tendency to drop you slowdowns, which end with you getting trapped being shot at because you go so slow that you cannot dodge all of those turret shots. But in this case, that section was actually very kind to me. But yeah, Area 5's overhead is scary. Oh, best music in the game. Yeah, this one is actually a banger. I think this track is really good, but it's like the only track that's actually good. I mean, Stage 3 did grow on me after a little bit, but this one is legit good. Alright, can anyone guess the boss that I'm about to fight? We've run out of ideas! We're recycling Stage 1's boss! And I still got the 3 cycle on it. Fish was a good guess. But nope, we got a worm. And the worm actually drops this really cool upgrade for Jason, which is a jetpack, which shares the hover module's fuel bar, but that's not really a big deal, because anytime you actually get low on fuel, enemies will automatically drop fuel ups and refill you all the way to full. I'll go ahead and take these out for safety, because it looks like I'm a little bit low on health. So, yeah. Sophia can't fit through that little opening, so we're gonna go ahead and go all the way up here. Looks like I'm on my literal last health. Can anyone guess this boss? If you guessed recycle the other Stage 1 boss, then you'll win. Same strategy. We're going to go ahead and mash this thing down before it gets us. And one neat little thing here is that since I actually took a death at the boss to refill my health, that's going to give me something that I really want going back to my vehicle. And I actually have no idea if it's faster to death warp here or to actually travel back. Oh, and we're getting a little bit of some sort of texture glitch, because look at the background through those cave walls. It's not supposed to look like that. The blue shield pickup respawned, so now we have 10, and that should be good enough to get us through the rest of the game. Should be. Stages 7 and 8 are really quite short, so I can't imagine they'll give me any trouble if I have 10 of these things. Yeah. Go ahead and get my health down, because I don't think the Area 6 overhead is especially challenging, but it does have a tendency to blow through most of my life bar, so just something to be aware of. There's blocks at the beginning here. Sometimes these blocks are nice. Sometimes they're very nice. Zoom! I feel the need for speed. And yeah, as you might guess, world record strats. So Big John plays this game a lot, and he's really good at it. But like, no, do not get that. That's a slowdown. Do not. Okay, go... I think the fastest way through here is to go right at all 3 of these branches. But yeah, if you want to compete for world record, you're gonna have to... Oh, I bumped that one. Let's go left then. Yeah, you gotta... You bump it, you gotta wait. It's unfortunate. I think I'm gonna be going left here, which is actually okay because there's an invincibility to the left. So that's pretty much gonna guarantee that I get through the rest of this overhead. Yeah, we got plenty of health here. In fact, I think we have enough health to get to the boss in Area 7 and take the death there instead of trying to do it at the beginning of this stage. So stage 7, it's largely just, I don't know, find the right way, find the right ladder. Oh, and when you have the hover module on, you will always use it if you have the fuel. So it's kind of hard to jump correctly, but just deal with it. Stage 7 actually has 2 bosses, but it's the only stage that actually has an optional boss. I'm not going to be fighting the first boss of stage 7. All it drops is a sub-weapon upgrade for Jason. Instead, we're gonna fight this boss, which is, you guessed it, we're reusing stage 2's oh, I'm low on health. I don't know what I was thinking. I usually get to this boss with a lot more health. I was autopiloting. That's what happened. But yeah, we're reusing stage 2's bosses. So yeah, practice that mash. Maybe I should actually take a little more damage because Area 7's overhead, as you might expect it for the last overhead, is the most difficult one, and you don't want to try to get through it without full health. On the other hand, having this much health means I'm not going to be using up any of my shields on the way to the overhead. But yeah, key to the Area 8 overhead. So, what have we got here? Oh, fun little thing. If you activated the jetpack at any point during your descent, then Jason will not take any falling damage. So, if you just tap it slightly, then you can fall a great way, possibly at very high speeds, but take no falling damage. It's pretty nice. Alright. Literal last health for the Area 7 overhead. And this is another weird one because even though there are a couple of turrets at the beginning, I don't think these turrets can actually finish you off. So instead we have to get that little turret in the enclosed area down there to finish me off. But these turrets here can do damage, so, you know, still be wary of them. I took out the turret up there to try to get past here with less damage. Sometimes if your timing is right with the cycles here, you can be blowing through this entire right corridor without taking any hits at all. I think that was a pretty decent corridor. I will go ahead and take this just a little bit slowly to avoid the electricity. What have we got next? Just a couple more big rooms. Hold on. No. Okay, we're good. Yes. My caution here is warranted. We're gonna get to a bunch of turrets here whose shots are pretty difficult to dodge, so usually I take damage. But then we get to both wiggly tanks as well as big spinny things trying to block my path, and then... Alright, we're good here. And crumbly blocks that may or may not drop something bad for me. Alright, get ready for this. Isn't this something? Just listen to this. I hope y'all are happy. Oh, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn my drill on because I'm actually going to reuse it here for once. Oh, isn't this music wonderful? And yet, the one time that this game has been in a GDQ, all the way back in 2013, Uranium Anchor stopped at this door to the final boss and held the stream hostage and refused to move on until somebody put a donation in the donation box. So here we are, the final boss, but I'll go ahead and take a damage to refill my health. Alright, so we've got a troll imp thing of some sort. Alright, there's 5 sections of the stage. He can appear on any part. For phase 1, if he appears on one side, then go to a pillar on the other side, because he's just going to do 3 spherical shields. He must be in phase 2 now. If he appears in the middle, then you either have to take the damage or slow down your DPS. And he's only going to do 2 shields with each appearance. So that's phase 2. He's in phase 3 now. Phase 3 has homing shots, and as far as I know, the only way to actually dodge him is to actually dodge him, and I'd rather just push him into phase 4 and hope for the best in phase 4. I think that should get him to phase 4 now. No, not quite. This should do it. On phase 4, you are gonna hope for him to appear on the upper pillars. That's not a lot of health. Yeah, this is phase 4. He shoots things out of his armpits, and I'm actually gonna start dodging everything now because my health is precarious. I can take 1 more hit, but that's it. So we'll take this safe and appear on an upper platform, please. There. If he appears on an upper platform, you can stand below him and shoot him, and you'll be safe. Oh, and that's it. I don't know when time is exactly, so I'm just calling it on final hit here. It might be final hit or it might be fade to black, but anyways, yeah, that's the final boss. GG. I'll go ahead and take a 41-18, given that I had that bad death in Area 5. Yeah, the classic armpit Hadouken. Yeah, Earth is once again free from the evil forces of the mutant horde that were programmed by Peter Harrison, Peter Andrew, and the graphics... Oh, wait, that's credits now. So, yeah, that's Blaster Master 2. As you might imagine, fans of the original Blaster Master were pretty disappointed by this game. But I still enjoy playing it. I keep coming back to it because actually, you know... Okay, so Scavenger216 of the Blaster Master community said once, you know, it's a hot mess of a game, but once you get into it, it's not that bad. And he's right, but that still hurts. The end? That'll be it for me. Thank you for having me. Take it away.